Okay, hey YouTube, I'm going to build a PC, sort of a pretty high-end video editing, you can game, it'll be just a generally pretty snappy PC, and I mean start with the case, it's a pretty boss case, I mean, thing's huge. Start with the parts. I mean, sorry, just say I have got a bit of a cold. Don't know how. Weather's fine, but it's just me. This is it's just a boring old DVD thing. You can see. I think what I'll actually do is unbox the parts as and when I need them, because I don't have loads of sort of random bits lying all over the place. I know maybe that's not traditional, but I don't really care, to be honest. Bought the i5 2500K and probably plan to overclock it with the help of this bad boy. That's the newest Hyper 212. There's the Plus. The Evo apparently is not a whole lot better, but it is a bit better because the direct contact heat pipes. Anyway, yeah, this is like, apparently it's like the best bang for the buck processor. It's pretty much as good as the i7 2600K, but £80 cheaper. And for what I want to do, the 8 threads is really not going to be too much of an issue. And it's also got integrated graphics. About the graphics card, I don't actually have my graphics card yet. I ordered a HD 7950, which should be a good card. But what I did was, I cheaped out. I bought it pre-owned. But actually, because the price is normally about 360, 350 quid where I am, I saved about 80 quid, because I got it for, 270. I got it, 279.99. So I got it much cheaper. And it's pretty worth it, considering I don't even use once. And it's by one of those reviewing guys who get the things, test them, and then ditch them, basically. So yeah, I think I got a pretty good bargain there. This is the RAM. It's G-Skill Ripjaws X, and it's DDR3 1600 MHz. So you know, it's the newest thing. I'm not terribly impressed with the packaging. You know, whatever. It's supposed to be the top brand. They don't exactly present it in that way. Next thing, TP-Link, sort of internet adapter. I bought one of TP-Link's ones before and I actually had quite a few problems with it, but that was due to bad signal, and so I bought the one with the antenna on it. That hopefully will improve my reception a little bit. They do claim that you'll get a full signal wherever you are in the house. So, I mean, you know what, I can just return it. They've got a 3-year warranty and that kind of thing. They're pretty good like that. They gave me a replacement when I said my last one was broken, even though it wasn't. It was just awful. I thought it was broken because it was so bad. Yeah. This is my hard drive. Again, not very exciting packaging. Considering I paid quite a bit for this as well. This was about 100 quid, and it's a Western Digital Caviar Black, which is a terabyte hard drive, 6 gigabytes a second, and 7,200 RPM. So it's a pretty fast hard drive. You know, if you want to be doing perhaps recording and that kind of thing, you want a fast hard drive. Power supply. This is the GS800, as you can probably see. And you know, a lot of people, the mistake they make is cheap out on the power supply. Last PC I built, that's exactly what I did. I bought one from a company called Cool or something, and it was super cheap. 700 watt power supply, and my system only needed about 450, but it blew up. And I mean, luckily for me, my parts were alright, but it could have damaged everything else. So yeah, never cheap out on the power supply. I'm kind of hoping that 800 will be enough if I want to crossfire the 7950s, but I think one alone should be pretty future-proof for now when it comes to, you know, what I want to do. Yeah, it's not damage on the box. The motherboard. Now this came recommended to me from a friend who has the same processor, and it's got quite a few good things. Firstly, it's got the PCI 3, which is the next generation. I don't know what's going on in there. That's the next generation of chipset, basically. So it's got the USB 3, which is obviously a lot faster than USB 2. It's got the it supports Intel's integrated graphics. So what it does is it turns off your dedicated GPU when it's not needed, and that also apparently improves your performance somehow. The Intel Smart Response, that lets you use like an SSD as a cache for your hard drive. So basically it turns your hard drive into an SSD. So it's a bit cheaper way of doing it. It's not like a full SSD, but it'll be pretty fast. But you know what, my hard drive will be hopefully good enough as it is. And that just tells you all about it, no one cares. And then extra fast LAN. Yeah, well, they all say that, you never really know. Apparently it's got gold caps. Again, I don't care. And a reasonably good sound experience. I'll be getting my speakers probably tomorrow or the day after. I ordered them late as well. I do actually have some built into the back of my monitor, but they're pretty awful. So I'm gonna start the build and probably video while I'm doing it. To be honest, I've got not a lot of idea of how long this is gonna take me, so I guess we'll just see how I go. Okay, I'm gonna split this up into a few different videos. Obviously YouTube's not gonna let me upload really long videos, and also people get bored when it's like long. Just, that thing is huge. Like, compare that to the processor, like, Jesus Christ. Okay, now I can see why they struggled to get it through the door. Anyway, yeah, alright, okay.